Skinny Hardaway Southern T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If it's your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button there as well. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. Today, we got a boxing EP. Undisputed women's heavyweight title fight will be going down this Saturday, Detroit, Michigan, Little Caesars Arena. We got the undefeated 16-0 Claressa Shields taking on Lani Daniels. We got two multi-weight division champions stepping into the ring, facing off against one another. Right now, I kind of feel like, the problem with Claressa Shields is kind of her versus her, right? She's so accomplished. She's probably already, the greatest women's boxer ever. So, early in her career, she's kind of just in the race against herself. The opponents for her are few, far and in between, but don't let the two losses on Lani Daniels' record fool you. This will be an adequate test, I believe, for Claressa Shields in this fight. Again, both these women are multi-weight division champions. Claressa Shields, five-time, five-weight division champion, right? Lani Daniels, two-weight division champion. So both these ladies they both have about 15, 16 fights, right? But very, defined pedigree within, the short amount of fights. Claressa Shields more so than Daniels, but what I'm trying to say is that Daniel is, I believe, a formidable opponent, at least on paper. Two things do jump out with Daniels in this fight, right? I'll start with Lani Daniels because, we know a little less about her. Two things do jump out. The fact that she is smaller than Claressa Shields, shorter reach, shorter in height, right? And she's older than Claressa Shields by 7 years, right? Those are two red flags when you're fighting someone like Claressa Shields. I was looking for every reason to take Claressa Shields for knockout in this fight, but the more tape that I watched on Lani Daniels, the more it leads me to believe that Lani Daniels is probably going to be able to get through there with Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields has one knockout at heavyweight, and she went to the decision the second time, but she has knockdowns in each of her heavyweight fights, right? So Claressa Shields is bringing something a little bit different to this heavyweight division. If Lani Daniels so chooses to stand in front of Claressa Shields and, bang in exchange with her, right, then I very well could see her get knocked out. But from the film that I watched and the couple fights that I've seen on Lani Daniels, she's more of a boxer and more of a mover, even at heavyweight, right? Because, of course, she moved up to heavyweight. She's fought in a few divisions, right? Won titles at light heavyweight and heavyweight. But, she's more of a mover. She's a boxer. She likes to use her jab. She does have head movement. She keeps her hands a little low, right? With Claressa Shields having those fast hands, that could become a bit of a problem, right? But I believe that, the skill of Lani Daniels should, see her able to get through the 10 rounds with Claressa Shields. If this was a 12-round, 3-minute fight, then I'd probably be taking Shields, for the knockout. But because it's a 2-minute, 10-round fight, I think Lani Daniels, pedigree, she's a double champ, herself, double weight champ, herself. I think her pedigree is going to be able to see her to get through these 10 rounds with Claressa. I believe Claressa is just going to be able to outbox her again because Lani Daniels does have a good jab, right, does have good head movement. But outside of that, I think Claressa Shields has more of the complete offensive package. And Claressa Shields, defense is, one of a kind in itself, right? Now, as Claressa Shields, either she, how she's gotten older or as she's moved up, she does get hit a little more. But I think that's because, style of fight that she's so choosing to fight at times, right? With Perkins, she didn't get hit as much as she did with Savannah Marshall, right? Because that was a little more personal, right? So I think Claressa Shields is going to come at her. She's going to feel her way out. If she feel like she can get this knockout, I think she goes for it. But I think Claressa Shields is going to see that Lani Daniels is, a mover, not a plotter, right? She has good head movement. She does use the ring, uses her IQ. I think Claressa Shields would catch on to that, and she'll realize, I just got to outbox this lady, because you don't want to fall behind in the card. So I got Claressa Shields, points decision over Lani Daniels. I do think it's going to be an interesting fight. I do think it's a little better fight than what it looks like on paper. But the red flag is, Claressa Shields is the bigger lady, right? And if Claressa Shields is bigger than you, that's not, very good, because she's used to being, the smaller lady. If you go back through her history, right? Christina Hammer, Savannah Marshall, even Franchon Cruz, right? She's smaller than, a lot of those ladies. Most of her opponents, actually, her and Hannah Gabriels may be around the same height, right? But, she's the smaller woman moving up in a lot of those fights, right? But she's going to be the bigger woman, right? So for my Claressa Shields knockout people, maybe so, but I don't necessarily see a knockout with Lani Daniels. Lani Daniels, age 37, who could just, appear with Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields is the kind of fighter that could bring that thing, that kind of thing out of you, right? But if Claressa Shields is on her A game, Lani Daniels is on her A game, I think Lani Daniels gets outboxed. She probably lose every round. I think she make a few of them competitive, but I don't think that Claressa Shields knocks Lani Daniels out. If Lani Daniels comes out there and, she's more so trading with Claressa Shields, which is not the way that she has been fighting, right, up until this point, right? But for some reason, if she come out there and she wants to bang with Claressa, then I most definitely could see Claressa, putting a couple of those combinations, together, getting her out of there. Or there's a chance, again, with the age, she fades late, but she's not someone who fades late. She's actually someone who, if, you start to fade, she does turn up the pressure herself. But I think she'll realize early that Claressa Shields is different, and then she'll realize, I'm just going to, use this jab, my head movement, and attempt to outbox Claressa Shields, in which I think that she would fail. So I do have Claressa Shields, points decision. The last time I checked, Claressa Shields' points decision was minus 180. The knockout was like plus 120. Hold on, let me check that for y'all. All right, so Claressa Shields' points decision was minus 180, but her knockout is plus 140, not plus 120, right? So Shields knockout plus 140, man, for, my plus money guys. If it was like maybe plus 240, I'd be all over it, right? But at plus 140, I think it's about what and what, if you can, all things considered, with it being too many rounds, in 10 rounds, right, for the women with the minus 180. But I got Claressa Shields, points decision. Claressa Shields wins for sure in this. That's all I got for y'all, man. Skin hard, always Southern Tea. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but it's the present. That's how we rocking, and I'm out. Look, Claressa Shields for the win. Claressa Shields, points decision.